Magandang buhay everyone. Ang topic natin for today are independent and dependent variables. So example, L, the second derivative of I with respect to t plus R derivative of I with respect to t plus 1 over c I is equal to e omega cosine of omega t. Okay. Okay. Ngayon, ang definition ng dependent variable ay if a derivative of that variable occurs. Kung meron daw anywhere in the equation na derivative siya with respect to something. In this case, ang dependent variable is I. Dahil yung I ay derivative, meron nag-occur yung derivative niya with respect to t in this case. At isa pa, yung second derivative ng I with respect to time. So, definitely I is our dependent variable. Now, independent variable daw is when an equation involves one or more derivatives with respect to a particular variable. With respect to a particular variable. So, anywhere in an equation where it, a variable is being a variable is being derived with respect to something, yung particular variable na kung saan tayo nag-derive with respect to ay yung independent variable. So in this case, nag-derive tayo ng I with respect to t twice. Therefore, t is our independent variable. Now, let's try another example. And I will leave a few moments of silence to see if you can get this on your own. These are partial derivatives. You need not worry about them at the moment if you haven't encountered partial derivatives yet. They're basically the symbols look just like derivatives. Meron lang siyang parang tail at the beginning there. So partial derivative of v with respect to x, second partial derivative I mean, plus second partial derivative of v with respect to y. So identify what the dependent variable is and what the independent variable is or are. V is the dependent variable in this case dahil v is being derived with respect to something. Conversely, x and y are independent variables because x and y are being derived with respect to. V is being derived with respect to x and v is being derived with respect to y. Hence, x and y are independent variables. Now, Rainville's book also mentions a case where variables can be both dependent and independent depending on the case. Given this equation, we could divide both equations by dx, which would give us this. In this particular case, independent variable is x because y is being derived with respect to x. And the dependent variable conversely is y. However, we could also divide this equation by dy, and we would get this. In this particular equation, x is being derived with respect to y, hence y is the independent variable, and x is the dependent variable. So depending on the case, depending on how you modify the original equation, you get different examples or different independent variables. That's it.